Good evening. It is 8 o'clock on Monday. It's time for Retro Gaming Revival Live. This evening, we've got Mod Cons. How are we all doing?
Yeah, really
Yeah,
good.
all good. All
Really
good.
good.
Excellent. So we'll get to the chat in just a moment. We've got our usual panel for this evening. We've got Mr. Triangle Face Tim.
Hello.
Managed to catch you just as you had a mouthful of water there as well.
Yeah.
And of course, we have got Mr. Blanners.
Hello. Right, I've just gifted a membership like I always do, and the man who has got it is Mr. Dan Nastic. So,
Mr.
well done, Mr. Dan Nastic.
Dan Nastic.
He's been gifted a membership.
Fantastic.
I'm sure I've gifted him one before, but yeah,
There
you'll
we
have to
are.
let us know, Dan.
Enjoy. So we have a few people jumping around in the chat. So far, we've got Mr. Rob Taylor. Always a pleasure. Mag is in the house. Wonderful to see you, Mag. Mr. Dave Newland. Always wonderful. As a pleasure to see you. We got Kylie. Kylie, hello. Hope you are well. Mr. Davidson. Good to see you, good sir. Excellent. Well, we've got loads to talk about. We're probably not going to get to all of it. So I think some of this might end up coming up in, I don't know, actually, looking at it, we might have all of it. We might have time. We'll see. We'll see how much of a soapbox I get on in a minute. So let's go to our first topic, which is always, what are you playing? So, Blunners, what are you playing at the moment, or what have you picked up?
Right, so I've picked up a game, but it's been on. Well, I'll say it's been on my radar for ages. I just haven't really got around to buying it, and it basically, I was on Vinted and I just threw them like a cheeky offer because it was just for the cartridge, and yeah, they accepted. So I've just picked up Astral Chain with a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Always wanted it, but didn't want to pay full price for it. And then I've managed to get. So I only paid like £12 for the actual cart. I've managed to pick up the actual game case for about £7. So all in all, under 20 quid. So bargain game. So yeah. So what have I been playing? So I've been playing mainly. I've been playing Super Mario RPG. So
Nice.
yeah, I've now got about 5 stars. So quite far in. Not much longer left. Great. I'm just so annoyed I did not get into this game earlier. Like, it's so good. Like, as I said, I had it on the SNES Mini, but never, obviously it didn't come out over here, but never really got into it. But yeah, so good. So yes, then and also I've been playing the game that came out called Stitch. It's like a puzzle. It's a puzzle game, and it was on the last Nintendo Direct. And it's like, I can explain it. It's like it's all touchscreen. And you have to, and it will give you like a section of this puzzle, and you've got to work out like the number. So say it says 2, 4, 3, and then you've got to work out how they fit in that area, and then it will link you into the next area. And then when it comes out, it's like, you know, the yarn, like it's like someone's knitted it, like Yoshi's Woolly. So yeah, it's like a massive puzzle, and then I didn't realize how big the game was because it was only released like earlier in the month.
Yeah.
And I had some, and it was only like, it was normally £15, but I got it for about tenner. And it's got like loads of puzzle games on it, like loads. It's really, and it's just like, it's really addictive. Like, so like we just sat there watching TV. The next thing I was there just doing all these puzzles. Next thing you know, I've done hundreds of them. I've been on it over an hour and a half. I was like, geez, I've got to put it down. I'm trying to get away from it. And I'm going to my daughter, go on, try this, have a go on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's surprisingly, it reminded me, like, it's not as hard as playing a Sudoku, but it reminds me of that kind of, like,
brain teasery.
Yeah, I want to search it up because I want to show you what I'm talking about. It's really weird. How can I explain it?
Sometimes a visual stimulant is the only way to explain something.
Yeah, so it's like here. I don't want to do but any way I can explain it is this is like the main. Hang on, I'm going to go to I'll share the screen now. So only because I saw it on the last thing that I thought, you know what, I'll have a look at it, and it's this here. I don't know if it's going to play. So yeah, so it's like this, and you then have to like Do you know what I mean? It's really weird. It's like a puzzle game like that.
Okay.
And you're having to like work out.
Okay. Yeah. She can only. You have to do that. Get that number and compass it in the stitch.
Yeah, and then it comes out like this, and there's there's loads of stuff, loads of patterns on it, and like before you know it, like you've spent like a couple of hours. I was just there with a cup of coffee, playing it, and it's like, I can't stop playing this bloody game. So, yeah. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's like the first time I've done a Sudoku kind of thing. The next thing you know, I just couldn't stop doing them. But yeah, hopefully I can put that down and get away from it.
So is it as confusing as Loco Roco?
No. It's not as confusing as Loco Roco. Once you get it, because you are literally just like swiping into the things, you're trying to get them to match up right. Yeah. Once you get it, you just start flying through them. But yeah, really good. Really worth like a tenner. That's what I paid for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's a good place to be gaming wise. Mr. Tim, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? So I'm still playing through Batman Arkham. So I've not really made a huge amount of progress on that yet, but I'm going to try and persevere with that because I am enjoying it. It's I don't want to kind of get onto the next ones as well and play through the trilogy. So I'm going to try and like burn through it. I think I've decided I'm just going to try and play through the main story. So I'm not really going to look for any collectibles or extra bits just to save myself some time. So I'm playing that. I think I mentioned last time I picked up the AEW Fight Forever on the Switch. And I'm playing that a bit. It's all right. It's like what I talked about last time. It feels like an old school wrestling game. So the fact that it's like a recent release, but it feels like it came out like 10, 20 years ago. I'm okay with that. But what I'm not so okay with is the really slow loading times. It feels like it takes ages to like go from one bit to another. And there's like these little bits in between. I'm doing like the Road to Elite mode, they've called it, like this campaign mode. And in between your matches, you have to decide what you do, like the days between. And you can decide to like go training or go out sightseeing or go for food. There's like little cutscenes. You're like in a restaurant eating food. I'm like, at first I was like, oh, this is like a good little thing to like add some different depth to the game. But after the first few times you've done it, it's like, okay, this is actually really dull. I've got to like go out for dinner and like go visit friends. I'm like, so I just want to like punch people at this point. Can I just like have fights? So I'm kind of having a bit of fatigue with the story mode. And yeah, just the slow loading times and like the intro sequences as well. Like even in like the N64 games, like when you would customize the entrances and stuff, they'd walk to the ring and get in the ring and have the pyro. Like all the entrances, literally like their Titantron video behind them, and they walk out and then that's it. Like it doesn't show the whole entrance of them coming to the ring. And it's like loads of wrestling games, years and years old, have had that. So why is this like cutting that out? So again,
I think you'll find, Tim, I think it's because you're on Switch, aren't you?
Yes, I've got on the Switch.
I'm on PS5 and I have no issues whatsoever loading times like that, mate. And
weird. But surely the Switch can handle a game like this. It doesn't feel like it's pushing the Switch to its maximum. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot better looking games on the Switch than this, but yeah, like at face value, just having a wrestling match on it is fine. It's just all the stuff around it is a little bit, but I'm glad that I paid partial price for it. If I bought it on launch at full price, I would have been disappointed, I think. But I waited a bit, got it at a cheaper price, and it's a giggle. It's just something to kill some extra time with. While I was playing my Switch, I also kind of got back into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because I hadn't played that for a while, so I jumped back in because I don't think I've got all of the gold on all the tracks yet because I was going through Mirrored, so I'm just redoing the Mirrored courses to get. I haven't actually got the new ones. I need to download them, to be honest. I just never got around to it. So I will get those at some point. I thought, I'm going to go back to Mario Kart for a bit as well. The other thing I've been playing, and I haven't got very far, I've literally just at the beginning and I got interrupted, so I couldn't carry on playing it. But that's Aiden Chronicle 100 Heroes. It's just dropped on Game Pass. I saw that as like coming out. Looks very cool. I haven't got as far as in combat yet. I've literally just done the beginning bit. Annoyingly, so warning to anyone going to play this game, just remember this is like an old school RPG, and if you want to save it, you have to go into an inn and choose to save it. It doesn't auto-save. So I did this whole front bit and then just thought, I need to go do something now. And I had to like stop playing. And when I went back to it, it was like start new game was the only option. I was like, where's my save? It's like, turns out there isn't one because I didn't save it in inn. So lesson learned. So I had to read you the whole intro again. But so far it looks cool. Like I love the graphical style of it. I like the idea of like they're already talking about like runes and lenses and stuff. So I'm sure that will all come into it. So there's different combat systems and that sort of thing. And then what's wrong says made an AW. That's the wrestling attire. I reckon he's spandex singlet. I know. I am t-shirt and trousers. I think all the way. I don't think I'd wear anything. Anything so revealing.
It's like the giant.
Yeah, I would be just jeans and a t-shirt, like somebody who's just jumped over the barricade. And oddly, another one I played recently. It's an old game I had on the BBC Micro because I was chatting to my brother about some BBC Micro games, and there's a good website where you can just play the BBC Micro games. And one of them was called Cybertron Mission. And if you get a chance, have a little go at it. It's quite fun. The control's quite hard because up and down is A and Z. Left and right is like the greater than, less than symbols, and then shoot is M. So the buttons aren't where you would expect them to be. So you just keep on walking in the wrong direction and like moving instead of shooting. So it takes a bit of a challenge to get around the controls. But basically, you go into like a little screen. There's something for you to find. It's a little bit randomly generated. You need to find a key, or you need to find a potion or something else. Yeah. And it's all like pixel art, little enemies around and shooting. If you touch the walls, you get electrocuted and die. So if you accidentally walk into a wall, that's it. And if you spend too long in a room, a ghost comes after you and like flies into the screen. You get killed by a ghost if you spend too long in a room. So that's quite a fun little game. I recommend checking them out. Just do a little Google search for like BBC Micro, and you'll find a website that you can play the games on.
Excellent.
There you go. That's it. That is it, and it's brilliant. I mean, not exactly a modern game by any stretch for Modcons, but that's what I've been playing. I'm playing on my laptop at the moment. I haven't played it on my phone, but I probably could. But yeah, it's you just die. It's one of those things like I've been able to get to level 2 because you just die so easily. There you go, touch wall, you die. That's it. You can't touch the sides. If you touch the sides, you die. And there's the ghost. Spent too long in the room. The ghost comes, gets you. So yeah, quite a fun little game that is. Yeah,
amazing.
So yeah, that's me. But in the meantime, I've got to play me some Batman Arkham. So that's probably going to take
excellent.
Yeah. So take priority.
So even though I said I wasn't, I'm just adding to the pile now. Adding to the pile of things I've picked up that I need to play. So recently picked up 2 new Evercade cartridges. I won't talk too much about these because we'll do that next Monday. So I've picked up the Atari Arcade Collection 1 because I don't have it, and I thought there's a couple of games on there that I'm kind of interested in. So I've had a short play on that. It's kind of cool. And the one that I've been wanting for a little while, Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Whiz. Good Boy Galaxy is everything I'd hoped it would be. I'm enjoying that immensely at the moment, so I can't wait to just keep plowing on with that.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good, that game.
Oh, dear. Modern gaming. This was too good a price to pass up on. I haven't even played the last one I picked up yet, so I'll be jumping onto this after that, and that was Star Ocean: The Divine Force. It was not expensive. It is an expensive-ish game, 25 quid second-hand-ish, that sort of thing. But I picked it up for like 8 quid.
Is it a JRPG or something?
It is, yeah. It's a proper Square game.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, proper Square Enix game.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to be giving some RPGs a bit of a break after my main game at the moment. Again, on sale, Deliver Us the Moon. That's something I've been wanting to play for flipping ages. It's just had a PS5 overhaul. I'm not gonna pass that up. Comes with stickers and a nice little poster, and I love the disc. Look at the disc. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
So good. Love me some people that put the effort into that sort of thing. So yeah, Deliver Us the Moon. That will possibly be my next game that I play because I know it's not overly long. Me and Tim got to play the new DLC for this at WASD a couple of weeks ago, and that is Cult of the Lamb. I thoroughly enjoyed the new DLC. Wanted to pick up the full game, jump into it, see what it's all about. Again, I got this on eBay. There was a guy selling. He said it's brand new, but the outer box, this bit is X-Display. So it was 20 quid for this version, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And the game inside was shrink wrapped and brand new. So that's my bargain of the month. Again, it was on offer. It's meant to be terrible. I don't care. South Park Snow Day. Managed to pick it up in game. Very, very interested to see what this is like. It looks like fun. It's a South Park game. At the end
What's
of the
been
day,
said about it that says it's not meant to be very good? I've not really
it's-
heard any
I
reviews
think-
or anything.
I think it's just not good. I think it's a 3D sort of game, much like South Park 64 was.
Yeah.
But I think it's third person. I don't think it's first person. Yeah, people just weren't totally sold on it. I think after the heights of Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole, but it's not terrible. It's just very okay. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with that. I can live with that.
Not full price either, is it?
No, definitely not. No. So I think, what was it, 20 quid, 22 quid or something in game.
It's
And it
not
had
too
like
bad, is it?
double elite points on it as well. So that's just going to go towards, me picking up a game that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I haven't touched any of those really, other than Good Boy Galaxy, purely because I'm still balls deep in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am literally, the next thing I'm about to do is go to the Gold Saucer, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. It is literally like I am actually going to the Golden Saucer. I cannot bloody wait. Even after this is done tonight, I'm going to go to the Gold Saucer and piss around for a bit. Cannot wait. Still loving it. It's brilliant.
I hope it holds up. The Gold Saucer area just holds up well, as it did in the original, but the new versions of all the games. Be interested to see what they've gone in there. Like, have they added new games and have they like enhanced one of the stuff on there? Like, where there's like that one where you have to like feed a mogul or something. You have to feed a mog.
Yeah.
So I was like, have they done like a updated version of that? Or are they giving us something different?
There is definitely updated versions of old games. So there is the fighting simulator game on it, but all the characters are like their Polygon PS1 graphic counterparts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's cute. There is a motorcycle game, which is obviously much more up to date. Yeah, I have very high hopes. Everything so far has surpassed my expectations. So I have no doubts that the Gold Saucer is going to do that. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure even in a month's time, when we get to the next mod cons, I'm probably still going to be playing Final Fantasy, but we shall see. We shall see. Kylie there, still remember the original Gold Saucer. It's so good. It's so good. Who doesn't love it?
I wish you'd have like a separate save file, which I wouldn't overwrite. So if everyone wanted to just go in the Gold Saucer, I'll just jump in and play the games rather than actually like having to go back there in game.
It's so good.
That's always
so good
to do.
Okay, so let's get into the crux of summer. Yes, I believe there is still Chocobo Racing. Let's get into the crux of some of these topics tonight. This, I think, is a developing story. I think maybe even in the last 45 minutes, something new has come out about it. So this could be out of date before we've even talked about it. And that is Helldivers 2 needing a PSN subscription. I don't think it's a PlayStation Network subscription. I think you just need an account. So I may have put a little bit of misleading word there with the word subscription. But regardless of whether you're playing this on PlayStation or Steam, Sony have now dropped the knowledge that you are going to have a PlayStation Network account, which has annoyed a lot of people. And in some countries where you can't have a PlayStation Network account, I don't know what that means, or whether that means you just now can't play the game. If you don't want to have a PlayStation Network account, does that mean that you now just can't play the game?
Yeah, it says there's 150 regions that that actually don't have PlayStation. That way you can't use it. So they're saying here that Steam is issuing refunds for the game regardless of your playtime. So you could have just finished the game already and you can get your money back.
I was about to say, actually, that's a bit unfair on anyone who's previously already purchased the game and doesn't have like that wasn't the deal when you signed up, sort of thing. Like if that was from the word go, I don't think I'd have as much of a problem with this. Like if that's what you need to play the game, that's what you need to play the game. But to introduce that after it's been out for so long, but counter that with if they said, oh yeah, you can get a refund, then guess that's okay. It's a weird one though, isn't it? Just, I suppose.
I'm trying to liken it to something else, whereby you would need some sort of account. Like, I can't really think of anything other than like the old Ubisoft stuff. When you wanted to play like Assassin's Creed, like a couple of like maybe a generation ago, you'd have to have an Ubisoft account. And you'd be like, well, what if I don't want one? I just want to play the game. Like, why am I having to sign up for all this crap? I'm not sure why.
So what tiers of PlayStation do you need to get? Is there one where you don't pay anything, or do you have to get at least like the standard subscription that you have to pay for?
I don't know.
Because then you get like what they call. There's the different tiers, isn't there? You get there's like essential. You got essential, extra, and premium. So even if it's just the essential, you still pay for that, don't you? Like, it's not a lot, but you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether or not you need, or you have to get essential just to get access. Wow, okay. So I wasn't sure whether or not you just needed to have some sort of PlayStation Network account rather than actually pay for one of the services in order to play it. I thought it might just have been Sony's way of just having access to more data or something. But if you're having to actually pay your $5.99 a month to play it, then if you're not a PlayStation owner, that's going to be really sour.
Yeah.
What was it? It just says there 100,000 negative reviews on Steam.
The question I've got as well is why? Why was that necessary to do? Because clearly it's worked up until now. So what's the motivation behind that?
I think money is one.
Yeah.
I think if you look at who the developer studio is, I think it is a Sony Studios game. It's got to be a money move, hasn't it? It can't be any other reason.
By the way, is it like £7?
Like, 7 a month, something like that. $5.99, $7 a month.
I think you can pay for it annually as well, though, and I think it's less if you pay it annually. I think that's what I do.
Yeah, but if there's 100,000, just negative comments in 48 hours, negative reviews, that times that by £7. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder as well, though, how's that going to work? Because you're going to have lots of negative reviews, negative press, but how many people actually went, oh, fair enough, got Essential, and now they're paying for that, and now they're playing lots of other PlayStation games, and maybe they see more, think, oh, actually, the premium looks pretty good, I'll pay the extra and go premium. Like, in the long run, are they actually going to be much better off? Like, what do the numbers look like from how many people have just asked for a refund and how many people have paid the extra and potentially bought more games as a result?
Don't know. I think for people that are PlayStation owners, it's a slightly different thing, I guess. Yeah. But if you're playing this on Steam, I can see why you'd be annoyed.
Oh yeah,
it's
especially if you don't even have a PlayStation and you got to pay for Essentials, just play that one game. It's
so you've had to buy the game and then pay £7 a month.
It's like, for some people, yes, it's a non-issue. If they were already PlayStation Plus members and have a PlayStation, they would have been like, oh, that's weird, never mind, carried on playing. But like I say, if someone's like playing it on PC and doesn't have a PlayStation, like, what the hell? We're
slowly moving into this sort of weird era of gaming, right? MMOs and all this kind of thing, subscription-based games, Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft. I appreciate that they all have a subscription base to them, but that is a deterrent for me. I mean, they're huge games. They don't need my money or me playing it at all. But that is one of the reasons why I have never played World of Warcraft and I have never played Final Fantasy Online, is because I cannot be bothered to drop another £5-6 a month on something that I've just paid £50 for. But I get it. It's because the games are so massive. Like World of Warcraft just gets bigger, and Final Fantasy 14's been going since forever. It's not as if you're paying for nothing. You are paying for that server to stay open, and I appreciate that. But it's just not. It's not quite for me, I don't think.
Yeah, I've got the prices here.
Go on then.
So $6.99 for 1 month, £20 for 3 months, so $19.99, and for 12 months you're looking at £59.99.
So you're effectively buying the game again, aren't you, to play it in a year?
For a year.
It's a bit weird.
But I did say this was a developing story, and I'm almost certain that as I was reading online, I'm pretty sure they were saying that if you didn't have a PlayStation, that they were going to be doing some sort of U-turn on it, and that doesn't shock me. You know, sometimes I think companies do these things to test the waters and see what happens. I mean, ultimately, I think there's a lot of Sony games that are coming or going to PC, aren't they? And I think they just maybe want to see some more of that revenue, because it's so much cheaper to get games on Steam than it is to buy them for your PlayStation.
Well, they're saying here now that there was a tweet yesterday from a PlayStation account that has said that they scrapped plans to require a PSN account for the Steam version of the game. So it looks like they've done it then.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, Max just put it there. Sure, they announced that today, but it's not happening until the end of the month. So, I mean, at this point, the damage is done, isn't it, really? I still haven't played the game. I hear nothing but great things. So hopefully it won't, tarnish the game too much. But yeah, it's just such an odd thing to do, and I'm a PlayStation owner. I use my PlayStation a lot. And I think even all PlayStation owners are like, this is weird. Like, why are you doing that? That's strange, but okay. If that's what you're going to do. But looks like they're going to change that decision, which is the right thing to do. Nobody should have to pay twice just for the sake of it.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Really odd.
Right. So I think we'll see where Helldivers is in a month. Yeah. Next topic. So this one bothers me. This one bothers me, and I'll probably end up getting on my soapbox a little bit about it. And probably not for the reason that people initially will think. So it appears that Stellar Blade has now entered the culture war, whatever the culture war is, but people are having a war with it. And I don't think anybody really wanted a game like this to be part of the flipping, fringes that people seem to have associated themselves with. So Stellar Blade is a new PlayStation 5 game that's come out from Sony Studios, and it is a third-person action adventure game. Graphically, possibly one of the most beautiful things you have ever seen in your life. Reminds me a lot of something like Devil May Cry meets Bayonetta meets post-apocalyptic world meets Japanese brains. It's very cool, very, very cool looking. And the lead character over the last sort of few weeks, months maybe, has started drawing a little bit of attention because of the way that she looks and some of the aesthetics that she is put in the game. Part of the game is you are able to unlock a whole bunch of various costumes. You can exactly you can unlock a variety of scantily clad costumes. You can unlock apparently an equal amount of non-scantily clad costumes. Your options are there dependent upon what aesthetic you want to go for. But the thing that people are now talking about more is this over what the actual game is. People are kind of seem to have overlooked the game, and they're just gunning for either side of this, supposed culture war. The thing that seems to be really annoying is I don't think anybody on the sort of I don't like saying sides because it sounds really stupid. The people that are really sort of angry are the people that are basically saying that if you don't like the game or don't like the way she's dressed or drawn, then you are just then you're just one of the liberals. You're one of these people that doesn't like anything. Like, you just want everything to be this, that, and the other.
Like cancel culture, as they call it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Pushing for that.
It's the anti-woke people that are the most angry at the moment. So this is a design choice that they've gone with. It really doesn't bother me. I have to admit, like, you still get the idea of what the costume's meant to look like.
I heard as well at the start I think there's complaints that the protagonist had like unrealistic body. What's the word? Like I can't think of the word now, but unrealistic sort of features and stuff, saying it's damaging because it's someone that's like, and then they revealed like actually it was based on a real person, and they're like, we can't say that it's like an unrealistic body image. That's the word. Can't think of the word. It's got an unrealistic body image. It's like, well, actually, it's based on a real person, so that shoots that down, I guess. But it's a weird. It's like I've watched Bags has been playing it, and I watched him on Twitch the other night playing it, and I was like, oh. This looks cool. The combat looks interesting. I like the enemies. At no point was I going, I wish I could see more or less of her bum. That wasn't like what I was looking for in the game. It's like, I don't think it's that important. It's like, is the game any good? Is the story any good? What's the gameplay mechanics like? It's a real non-issue for me, like what the protagonist looks like.
Exactly.
If someone is ridiculously scantily clad and that's the only option, then I get that it's going to draw some unwanted attention. And I think Dave Nealon put a thing in the chat about Dead or Alive. We mentioned that before going live. I can remember like having that as a kid. There's like I say kid, it's probably like a teenager when I picked up Dead or Alive 2. And there's actually an option in the settings where you could turn bouncing boobs on and off because the female character's boobs bounce up and down. And it was just a bit silly. It was still a good fighting game, but it's just like, maybe it's just something to get people's attention. Be like, it's like then people talk about it, don't they? It's like, oh, have you seen this game where you can like all the women's boobs bounce up and down? It might then get people to notice the game and then realize, oh, actually, and it's a decent game. So I don't know. I just think it's not that important compared to like the actual game itself.
Exactly.
In my view.
So we got Kylie coming in there. Ladies have boobies. I'm shocked. Yes. And again, Mag not interested in the outfit. I'm interested in the game.
Exactly.
And I think the thing that's drawn quite a lot of positive praise from journalists is actually the wide range of said outfits. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. It's got quite a lot of customization in it, which I don't know if it forms part of the story or something or other. Either way, it's something that has drawn a lot of positive praise from the games industry. The thing that is so confusing, and this is why this whole woke, anti-woke thing it's such a minefield. But normally I tend to be put off by the anti-woke people because they're just angry about anything that isn't a straight white man beating people up. They just don't seem like anything that isn't that. That's a dramatization. I appreciate that. Don't try and cancel me for saying that.
Clip it and put it out as a short. It'll go viral. Like woke liberal has this to say about.
But they're the people that have gotten angry about it. For some reason they've drawn it into this, pro particular agenda, and I don't think anybody asked for it to happen. And it's because the company have made some edits to it. They've changed a couple of things that they're now like, oh, that's it. The cancel culture are winning. They've put a very small amount of cloth over her cleavage so that it's not totally taken up by that. And I think there's something to do with the bunny costume that was in some sort of trailer is now not in the game. And they're kicking off about that, saying it's all been censored or something. And originally they'd all come out and said, if any journalists don't give this game like a glowing review, it's because you just want, fat disabled people to be the main protagonists. And then the game's had pretty positive reviews. And those same people have taken to the internet to say, oh, the journalists must be really angry that it's had positive reviews. You're like, but it's only got the positive reviews because the journalists have reviewed it positively. Like, they can't be angry about it because they've put it there. I don't know.
And this is very off topic for games, but it's very briefly to touch on the subject, is that I think we also are being fed quite a false narrative a lot of the time. Like, there'll be an article which will be like, oh, people are outraged by this casting choice. But in reality, no one's actually been outraged by it. It'll be like one person had said something on Twitter and they go, oh, yeah, everyone hates it. and then it's been a news article, and then you look at the comments, and everyone in the comments is defending it and saying, "Oh, why are people offended by this? How ridiculous!" And in reality, people aren't really offended by it. We're just being told that they are. It's like, where are all the people in the comments that are agreeing that it's offensive? Where's the back and forth and the debate and the argument? No, it's everyone's going, "Why are people offended by this? People are so sensitive nowadays. What ridiculous nonsense!" It's like, where are the people that were offended in the first place that warranted this article?
I think that's there. I think that's what's, like you're saying, that's what's pissing people off, is because people are crying about it. Developers have now gone in and changed stuff. It's like, well, just fucking leave it as it is. I think that's what, when you see it from both sides. Like, I don't get the whole thing of people complaining.
Did they get any complaints about it, and that's why they decided to change it, or was that the developers' choice? They just go, "Oh, actually, maybe that's a bit much. We'll put these options in." You say there's a multitude of revealing outfits, and there's also a multitude of non-revealing outfits, so the players can decide what skin they use and things like that. It's just, again, David mentioned Soul Calibur. Yeah. What is it? Is the what's her name? Ivy in that. It is a bit ridiculous. She's basically wearing like a metal bra, and that's her outfit to fight in, and it's a bit silly. But I did see a video what someone did about how actually being female characters in games apparently affects the win-loss ratio, because you can be distracted. So apparently it is a distraction technique. If you're playing a character with big boobs against somebody, they could be distracted by the big boobs, giving you an opportunity to win the fight. So it gives you a tactical advantage, apparently. Depends on who you're playing against, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so. It's just such a stupid thing. The whole thing is just so bizarre. You know, it's like the fringes of predominantly the anti-woke people. They're the reason that we just cannot have nice things anymore. You know, these people just get angry about anything. You know, it's like, you know, they bring out, you know, for instance, they might bring out a movie about Princess Diana and cast a woman in it. Oh my God, you've cast a woman! How dare you cast a woman in anything? And it's just, it's just daft. So yeah, Stellar Blade. I want to pick it up because it was on my list of things I want to be getting. I was just hoping it might go into one of these. It's great reviews. Yeah. You know, I've really been wanting to get into Phantasy Star Online too, and this is, I think, going to scratch that itch for me.
It's weird as well, because it's completely unrelated, but something it reminds me of is, I can remember when I was a kid, there was allegedly, I heard that there was complaints about Pokemon at the time from parents. Their kids would get home from school, watch Pokemon, and I was too violent for these kids watching Pokemon. And then they changed in the later seasons. Do you remember when they changed it so that rather than fighting and battling, they had to like little assault courses and shoot targets and stuff? And that's when I stopped watching. I was like, what is this going on? And I just thought at the time it was funny that, okay, people have complained about Pokemon and they've changed the animation direction of their going. But in the meantime, like the slot after Pokemon on like Toonami was Dragon Ball Z, where like people get blown up and like are fighting and dying and resurrected. Like, so they're fine with that, but they don't like Pokemon fighting each other. But they're okay with like the Dragon Ball Z fight. So it's like it depends what it is that gets the attention that people complain about. It's like there's got to be loads of other things that've got the same sort of content as Stellar Blade, but that's the one that you're going, oh, this is the one that's going to create lots of news articles. And like I said, I think it's a false narrative. I don't think people are actually that upset. We're just getting news articles that say that they are. Agreed. So we have this conversation. We're talking about it. So
we are creating the news. But yeah, it's like we said earlier about Bayonetta. Like, no one really was either for or against that game. They just went, what a cool game. So yeah. Hopefully that's the last we will say about Stellar Blade and stupid culture wars that is being dragged into. Right, what shall we head to next? Shall we have a look? Because originally, let's go to this one. Let's go to games coming soon, because originally we sort of were like, don't know if there's much coming out in June. Transpires, I think there is actually a sizable little chunk coming out. The thing that jumps out at me the most, I think, and I hope it is this month, is Black Myth Wukong. I am absolutely gagging to play this game. It feels like it's been in development forever. And my son is like dead up for playing it, and it's all based on a Chinese like folklore tale. Graphically just looks absolutely bananas. That is a big pick for me, I have to say. The Elden Ring DLC, I believe, is this month as well. Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD remake.
Oh, is that this month as well?
Yeah. Well, sorry, that's June. It's not May. But the Smurfs Village Party. Just what you want, Triangle Face. Just for you, that one.
Why would I want?
Goes to that party game you had the other week.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's like that, I'm all in because these games are fun. So they got Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door as well. That's coming out in May 23.
Yeah.
It says Oh no, sorry. Is that 23rd of May or is that May 23?
Yeah, that's May. It's coming out.
And by the looks of things,
World of Goo 2.
I think we also have Senua 2 or Hellblade 2. Senua's Saga. Is that okay? So that's coming for release on Windows and Xbox on the 21st of May. No news of a Sony release for that, but I have no doubt that will make its way over to PlayStation at some point. But that I'm totally in for as well. I loved Hellblade. Such a cool story. I will be bitterly annoyed if that doesn't come to PlayStation. I have to admit that would be minorly annoying. So yeah, originally we thought there wasn't going to be much coming out, but there does appear to be
there's a couple of
a new
looks like
Monster
there's a
Hunter
couple
with
of games coming out that we got to play at WASD. Got Crow Country and Paper Trail. Two of my favourite games from the show. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Yes.
Yes, Crow Country was fantastic.
Cool.
Really, really cool.
I saw this earlier, actually. I forgot this was coming out. Looks like in June. We've also got Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game.
Amazing.
I need to check that out. Have you ever seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Oh,
no.
cool.
It is as good as you expect from that title. It is ridiculous horror film, but it's one of those ones which is so predictable to watch, and you're watching it and you're going to go, right, when they go to the police station, there'll be like an old bitter cop that doesn't believe them and thinks they're pulling a prank, and there'll be a young cop who doesn't really believe it, but he goes to investigate anyway, and that's exactly what happens. So every scene, you're like, oh, they're going to go, and the girl's not going to want to go, and the guy's going to convince her to, and then they're going to get killed. And like everything that happens is just like the horror movie tropes throughout the whole thing. And and the monsters are killer clowns from outer space, and they like throw like deadly pies and things like that. If you haven't, if you haven't seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's definitely worth a watch because it is ridiculous. And I would consider it probably more of a comedy than a horror film, to be honest. Because it is.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy thing. It's just daft, but I do like it.
So
it's fun.
What I'll do is let me make this slightly bigger. Let's share the screen because this does look pretty cool. Like Mag says, I think it's going to be the same developer. Is it the same developers that have done the recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre game? Because that's great fun.
Yeah,
that is really good fun. Okay, share. We can see that, can't we? Comfortably.
Yeah.
I won't have the music playing, so I don't want to get copyright struck. But I'm playing it from the official PlayStation site just to give them the whack. But yeah, I mean, when I was at the horror convention last year, myself and my daughter got all our photos taken with all the various Killer Clowns from Outer Space costumes. It is ludicrous. It's everything you look at it. You just
they are.
There they are. The Killer Clowns.
The Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, the game.
The game. Look at that. Take a multiplayer.
Horror, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Game of the year.
I'm in.
There we go.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Amazing. Do you know what, I find if I would I can remember there used to be like a run in the 90s. You often have like R-rated like horror movies or action movies that then for some reason would get like a cartoon series based off of it. So there'd be like a cartoon of like RoboCop and things like that, and a cartoon of Swamp Thing. Yeah, Toxic Avenger.
Crusaders.
Yeah. I can remember like we were mates talking once about imagine if they'd made cartoon series of like killer clowns from outer space and a toy line and things like Hellraiser. Like imagine like a Saturday morning kids TV show of Hellraiser. But like
oh my god, that is a game that needs to happen. Al, give it a go. It is very, very funny.
Is it Killer
Tomatoes? I remember that. Yes,
George Clooney
Attack of the
is in
Killer
that movie.
Tomatoes. Yeah,
and
great.
that was a great Saturday morning cartoon as well. Oh my god, they really do need
that needs a modern game make of
Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah, that'd be great. That's the next one they got to do.
I do need a Saturday morning kids TV show of Hellraiser though. I feel like I need that in my life.
Yeah,
I am a huge Hellraiser fan.
I love Hellraiser.
Ridiculous amount of Hellraiser box sets there. I've just got that one there. Where's it gone? All got nicely
remastered. Make a good game as well. Imagine a Hellraiser game.
Good.
Yeah.
Side tangent. Throwing a tangent out there. I really, really liked the Hellraiser remake.
Yes, I did as well. Actually, that was good.
It could have been a bit dirtier and a little bit more seedy, but I thought it was absolutely phenomenal.
I thought they did very well to make it new, but I think they did very good to like make it new, but also it kept the same tone and the premise of it all nicely wrapped up. So I think they did a good job of that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh
wow,
that was not a terrible film. That was that period of Hellraiser where they just kept pumping out sequels left, right, and center, and some of them are fucking awful. Hellraiser Judgment was not terrible though. I kind of enjoyed that.
It's the Hellraiser with a DJ. Bloody rubbish film.
Oh, is that Hell on Earth, the third one, when one of them turns into a Cenobite where he just fires CDs out of his face?
Is that the third one? Was that the second one?
Yeah, that's the third one. The second one,
third one.
The second one is.
Oh no, the second one is they go into the world of the Cenobites, isn't it? And then the third one is they come out. Yeah.
Dang. There we go. So we need a Hellraiser game and a Hellraiser TV show. Just before we dive on to anything else, while we're on the topic of kids' TV shows, loads to do with video games, clearly. Do you remember the Kenner Aliens figures that we got as kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a few of those. Yeah,
that was because there was going to be a Saturday morning Aliens cartoon.
If only.
All of the designs that you saw. So the fact that like Apone had like green shorts and a yellow tank top, and no one looked like the Marines in the movie. They all looked like just crazy versions of them. That's how they were going to look like in the cartoons.
I had a bunch of those toys actually. I had a Predator toy as well, which had like the mask. You could take the mask off the toy, and there's like a big alien ship that would like drop a dome over that you could capture the Predator, and then a few of like the aliens. There's like the bull variant. If you clicked it, like the bull head would like thrust forward. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, had a few of those.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot of those from my childhood, and all because there was going to be a Saturday morning kids TV show. So there you go. Right. Shall we have a look at games that are on PlayStation Plus this month? Does anybody have that to hand? Because I definitely
I've got it here actually. I mean, I only get the essential, so I will only be enjoying the essential games this month. But the latest games, let's have a look. I'm on the page here. So say browse the classics catalog. What is new though? Let's have a look. I did have a thing up here earlier, and I think I've gone too far. Let me go back. There you go. Welcome to PlayStation Plus. Let's see. So what's new? I think the essential ones you've got are Immortals of Avium, and for some reason they've not put all the essentials together. Zao.
Okay.
But PlayStation Premium, you've got Alone in the Dark. Sorry, this is in a weird order, so I'm going to be jumping back and forth. You've got Animal Wells on PlayStation Plus Extra, and then Oddballers. You've then got Construction Simulator on PlayStation Extra. The Crew 2, PlayStation Extra. Dave the Diver is PlayStation Extra. So, it's actually the only premium one that's being added is Alone in the Dark to the classic catalogue. Everything else is PlayStation Extra. And then you've got your PlayStation Essential games this month, which I think is coming to the end of that. That ends tomorrow, actually. And then we'll get a fresh set tomorrow because I've already got all of these ones.
Yeah. I was going to say, does it have what they've got coming?
I don't know if you can see what's coming
Oh,
tomorrow
yes.
yet.
There we go. My internet has now decided to not be an absolute ball. So PlayStation Plus May monthly games. We've got Football Club 24, which is
Yes.
It's basically FIFA, isn't it? Really, I think that's EA's FIFA.
Ah, fantastic news.
Okay, so there are two games. There are three games
up.
actually. There are three on here. I think one of them you're going to need the full game in order to access it. So let's go with that one. So Destiny 2 Lightfall. I think you will probably need Destiny 2 in order to play that because I know it was DLC. Oh God! Then these two games. Good grief! This is why we always say they've got incredible titles on PlayStation Plus, and these are the ones you just get for free each month. So one is Ghost Runners 2. That first game is so cool. It's a real unsung little sleeper hit game for the PlayStation. So Ghost Runner 2, that's going to be a great one. I've not played it, so cannot wait. And the other one is Tunic, which I think you've played.
Yeah, I've played it. It's good.
That?
It's like an old school Zelda type of game. It's pixelated.
Nice.
Yeah, Tunic is something I've been wanting for a while. So
very good. But you have to work out where you go. It takes a while to open up for you, kind of thing. But it's a really good game.
Yeah.
Just to verify as well, a few people asked about Alone in the Dark. It is Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare to the classics catalog that's been added. So I don't know which system that is from. But yes, Alone in the Dark: A New Nightmare, not the first one. Just so you know, if you get that service.
Yeah. So, Mr. Newland, you don't have to download the whole game. If there's a game you like the sound of, just add it to your library, and then you can download it at any point, even once it's disappeared, which is what I tend to do. Because some of the games I've got no interest in, and I've got a back catalogue of games that I've purchased, over there. So yeah, if that's something you do, something that takes your fancy, just add it to your library, and then it'll always be there for you. So there we go. Yeah, that's a not so great game apparently. To be fair, I'm so out of Alone in the Dark as a franchise. I can't remember the last one I played. Can't remember.
I don't know if I've ever played them. I think I might have played one of the really, really old ones, like one of the original ones, and I didn't get on with it very well. I think I attempted to play one of the more modern ones. I say modern, it was probably modern at the time I played it, but yeah, just never really got into it. I think having played a bit of that and been playing Alan Wake more recently, I think I prefer Alan Wake to Alone in the Dark myself.
Yeah, I'm still holding out. They are definitely going to bring the Alan Wake 2 out physically. I can feel it. They're going to bow to pressure. Someone is going to release that game physically. Okay, and do we have some games that are new to Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yes.
What have you got? Have you got them up there, Blenders?
Jedi Survivor, the latest one.
That is a good shout. That is a
very good one.
Yeah, very good.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Definitive Edition.
Definitive, yeah. And then your favourite, Ollie, another Crab's Treasure.
Brilliant. Game about crabs.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Ollie's all in on that.
I'm sure we played the trailer for this a couple of weeks ago, and it immediately was like, I'm just not up for that. Not up for that.
I think it was in with the what was it we watched? We watched it, didn't we, on there? Is it like the Xbox thing? I think we watched it. And it was on there. I was like, couldn't handle it. I'm out.
I'm gonna load up the trailer right now just to see what's it called? A crab's what?
Another Crab's Treasure.
Yeah, another Crab's Treasure.
You've got EA Sports NHL 24 coming. Orcs Must Die.
I mean, it looks cute, but
yeah, it does.
It's just there we go. So
it's just the crab.
It is the crab. Let's present share screen.
What kind of crabs?
Sea crabs, I think.
The pinchy ones.
The pinchy crabs.
The pinchy crabs. No, none of those. The pinchy crabs, I have a full phobia of them.
In this game,
it doesn't. See, it doesn't want me. It doesn't want me to see the crabs.
This is like Tim when he's playing his AEW game on Switch.
Yeah.
It's taking him a load. There he is.
Slowly
Just
and
for
doors.
you.
Like a little platform game, yeah. Okay.
STI.
Oh, it's a Souls-like game. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh,
Have a
The
good
crab.
one, Mag. Hopefully, I will
Yeah.
tune in this evening and see you there. And Kylie too. I will hopefully see you in a short while. Thank you very, very much for tuning in, chaps and chapettes. I shall speak to you both very soon.
an itchy vision.
Yeah. Yeah, a game about crabs. It just ain't for me.
I
It's just
reckon we need to
is-
watch him live stream that.
Yeah. Definitely.
not for me.
We've also got Have a Nice Death, which looks like
Okay.
a roguelike
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I saw a trailer for that. That actually looks a giggle.
Shame.
And then you've got the Rewinder as well. I've not heard anything about that one. And as I mentioned, I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I'm not sure how you pronounce Euden. I think it's Euden. But yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to be trying that, I think. I'm going to be intermittently playing that and Batman Arkham, I think, over the next few weeks. So I shall feed back next ModCons on how I get on.
Splendid. Crustacean frustration. SpongeBob Itchy Pants. I mean, these can keep coming.
I'm
You know,
loving these.
Keep them coming.
This is the
if-
titles we can use for when Ollie live streams it. Ollie plays Crustacean Frustration.
I'll tell you what.
Ollie
If someone-
plays
That's a good one, I like
Audience
that.
with SpongeBob Itchy
people,
Pants.
if people want to see me play it, then someone is going to have to pick it up and send it to me, and I will play it, and I will then re-gift it in the chat after we've played it.
Oh, amazing.
I can't buy a game with a crab in it. I can't, even if it is a cute cartoon crab. Do you know? We might have even said this some of the times that I've revealed that I have a phobia of crabs. I really like Disney movies. I like Disney princess movies. I'm enjoying the remakes that they've done, but the fact that all the Disney live action ones try to make them look real.
Yeah.
So when they've
Sebastian.
recently done Little Mermaid, and then
Yeah.
Sebastian comes onto the screen.
You're probably not going to enjoy a live action Moana remake then. I'm going to guess.
with the giant
Got the
fucking
giant
crab in
one,
it.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Like I'm not.
Timothée.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrifying. Not up for it. Man,
Mandalorian's a
giant
pretty
crabs.
decent Game Pass drop too, by
Manlords. Okay.
the way.
That
Mate,
didn't show up on the list. So I didn't see that one down there.
Right.
Lords.
Coming up to that hour, so we have got a couple of pitches for you. Hopefully, I will have the percentage off for each of these codes correctly. So in the meantime, if anybody has a random question or something they actually want us to talk about, can be game related, could be not necessarily game related, but let's keep it game related if we can. Any questions for us that you want us to answer, stick them in the chat. We'll give them a quick star and we'll get to them in just a moment. So there are a couple of events coming up that we will be going to. First event will be in July, which is Knott's VGE. If you use the code RGR when you book your tickets, you will get a lovely 15% off, which is a good deal. Brilliant deal. Not sure if Alex is still in the chat, but yes, just need to thank Alex and James for giving us this code to give to you guys. Do make use of it. It's going to be a very cool event. We're going to be hosting the stage over the 2 days. It's in Nottingham. And Tim, what's the date? What is the date for this?
Oh, put me on the spot now.
I have.
Get
'cause
it.
I thought I had it up and I don't.
It is the 20th and 21st of July.
So coming up very, very soon. There's already been some incredible guests announced. We've got one of our good friends, Gebs24, is going to be there. We've got the Oliver twins are also going to be there. We're going to be having a great time the whole weekend. I've been told that each day is going to be ever so slightly different. So, you know, some people are there Saturday, aren't there Sunday. So it is totally worth getting down there for both days if you can. Myself and Tim did manage to drive up and down in a day last year, so it can be done. Yeah, definitely get yourselves along to Knott's VGE. It's going to be a great time. And then the other one that we can throw a code at you for, Mag has left the chat. Unfortunately, he's heading off to stream as he does. I'm not sure if it's 15% or 10%, but either way, myself and Tim are going to be at Timeless in August. This is a one-day event, but it takes up the whole day. It is literally 10 a.m. till closing, and this event is just bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. The whole thing is set in the Arcade Club in Manchester, which is 4 floors of arcade machines. If that doesn't sell it to you enough, I don't know what would. But the event itself will have some guest people there, some guest speakers. I know people like DJ Slopes are going to be there. There's cosplay competitions. There's going to be gaming competitions. I think there'll be, the odd vendor there. So I know Debug usually get involved. So I think they will probably be there. The event last year was an absolute riot. The whole thing turns into a club later. Then there's lots of drinking and dancing and just, a great way to spend some time up in Manchester. I think this is in August. And let's not met the dude. Get yourself to Knott's VGE, use that code, and you can come meet the Oliver twins. Definitely do it, bud. But yes, so Timeless, another fantastic gaming event this year with another code for you there. So make sure you get your tickets. Okie dokie. I saw you at a show getting my breast signed. Dude,
I'll bring my Sharpie.
Let's make it happen. Okay, so we have got a couple of starred questions here. We have got one from Andy Davidson. So we've got, anyone on the panel got iPhones? Has anyone tried the Delta Emulator app? You haven't, but his son got it. It showed it to him, and it's got a DS Zelda on it. Wow. Ooh. Okay. I do have an iPhone. I didn't know that there was an emulator app. I'm presuming it's not.
Yeah, it's recently come out. I think I actually posted an article about it in the Facebook group about there being emulators on iPhone, because traditionally you don't get that sort of thing on the iPhone. But I am an Android user, and one of the reasons I like Android is because you can use an emulator. I'm currently on the Google Pixel as well, which I
had a GameCube emulator on my Android years ago.
Let's open up the App Store now, and I'll type it in just so that I remember to check. So otherwise, I know what my brain's like. Delta.
Yeah, so that's like a big thing for them because iPhones have only just been able to get it on there or something.
Well, bear in mind, I think with iPhone, you can only buy stuff from the App Store, can't you? Whereas with an Android, yes, you've got Google Play, but you can go to like third-party ones and just change the setting that allows you to download.
APK.
Delta Game Emulator. Thank you very much, Andy Davidson. That is now downloading as we speak. So we can chat about that on the next episode. The next one we have from Mr. Newland. Will Tim's upcoming game be going to be released on the Evercade?
I would use the term upcoming very loosely because it's probably going to take me a long time to do, because I'm doing it sort of in bits and pieces when I have time in between doing, this podcast, working full time and having kids. So very slow progress. I can sort of start talking about it a bit perhaps soon. I'd like to kind of have some conversations around it and help shape the game a bit. But to be in regards to being released on the Evercade, it is being made in Game Boy Studio, so it'll be a Game Boy ROM. And I believe games like Dedius and Quest RS were made using Game Boy Studio, as far as I'm aware. So it is a possibility. You never know, but I actually need to make it first, and I've only done like the first couple of rooms. So I've got a script plan for the whole game, so I know where it's going to go and what I'm going to do. But I actually need to make it. I've got a friend who is making it with me. Who's doing the graphics and stuff. It's all in pixel art using tiled.
So David, we'll get Tim to do like a short or something where he can show.
Yeah, I can do a few shorts and stuff. I've got a friend of mine to play test the first room. Of getting out the room at the start, and she took a little while to figure out where to go and stuff like that. So it's like, it's I'm pleased that it's not immediately obvious what to do, but you can kind of figure it out, which is because it's going to be a bit of a puzzle solving type game. Also with a few like horror themes, so I think it's going to be like I won't go into it too much because we're over the hour. I'll talk about it on some other streams perhaps, but yeah, I'm going to have making a horror game with Game Boy graphics is going to be more creepy, I guess, to try and do like some creepy stuff. I want to have like a bunch of horror movie references in there, things like that. We mentioned Hellraiser earlier. I'd like to just put like the box somewhere just on the ship. Just have the box on someone's shelf, not mention it. Just the Hellraiser box is just on the shelf in someone's room, and you can look at it and say, "Oh, what an odd-looking box! I don't have time to play this right now," or something like that. So there's going to be little Easter eggs and stuff throughout the game. So yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Excellent. So Toxo's just put something there. RDX Bristol has been postponed. Okay, I didn't know that event was kicking in. So yeah.
Till next year.
Okay, we'll try and keep our eyes open for that because that's it's not local, but it's drivable. It's only a couple of hours away, Bristol. You said there was another question.
No,
that was it.
No, I just got it from like these questions here. It says, "What's the most expensive video game you've ever bought?"
Oh my god!
The most expensive video game you've ever bought?
Brand new or
yeah, brand new. Well, whatever. If you got it second hand, cost you what?
Do you know, it's probably, I'm looking at my giant Sephiroth statue up there. It probably is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the collector's edition.
Yeah, so you just put it has to be David.
To be honest, I stopped buying like games on launch and like the big AAA titles. I've never been one to like get the box set stuff because I don't really have my stuff on display. It's just tucked away and in drawers, or most of my retro stuff's in the loft. So I don't know. It wouldn't be a shocking amount, which would be probably like a AAA game that costs 60 quid or something. So I don't think I've ever done more than.
You've never bought a collector's edition one. You've never bought.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think if I have. I'm sure I must have at some point bought like all the extra stuff. Like I think when I bought I bought Destiny, and I think I got Destiny with a guidebook and then like the season pass with it to get all the updates. So that probably cost a bit more. But again, that was a few years back now. So I don't think it was actually that much. So yeah. So
what do you reckon yours is Rebirth, Ollie?
I think it is. Yeah, it was a little bit more than the Final Fantasy VII Remake Collector's Edition, which I had to get as well. I
think mine, because there's a couple, because I used to buy all the collector's editions with the statues and everything for Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
And I also bought the collector's editions of Arkham, and I think it was the third one, Arkham Knight, and it was a massive statue of Batman holding the Joker off this edge of a cliff, like off an edge of a building, and it comes from light and everything. And I think that might be the most expensive because I think it might have been about £100 plus, or when I bought Conker's Bad Fur Day, which might have been about 100 quid plus at the time, whereas now it's worth a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Well, is it Arkham Knight? Oh, great
that
question.
Was the latest one. Yeah. That was the latest one.
Just quickly to answer the question from Toxo, who said, will it be DMG or colour? At the moment, it's going to be just in the different green grayscales, but you can go back afterwards and you can change the colour. So I could probably do both, but I'll probably do the colour thing completely separately afterwards.
Cool.
Rather than try and do it as I go, because I think it's a bit of an undertaking.
Excellent.
I found it. I'll take it back. It wasn't that one. This one, it came. So yeah, I'll quickly just show you the screen while we've got 2 seconds. Because I also did have the one as well. I had the original one, which was just literally a Batarang from Arkham Asylum.
I've got that one.
Yeah, I had that one. I had them all. I ended up selling them to get some money in. But it come in a box like this. You see it?
Yeah.
Open it up. The steel case, which was a great an art book as well. And then there's the base of the statue, and then there's the big statue, and then it would light up as well.
That's pretty cool.
And it would light up. Yeah, it was pretty cool. What's it worth now? 215 quid.
Nice.
Yeah, look, this is the one I had. this one, that one. It was holding them off the top of a building. But it's
It's
only
still the
worth
same.
50 quid, I mean.
I think it's still showing the same picture at the moment.
Oh. Okay.
Has he got
Probably because I've
multiple
changed
screens?
it. Yeah, hang on. See if I can go into this one. Is that one? This is the one I was on about. Where he's holding the
Oh, yeah,
Joker off,
that's cool.
off the edge of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, I think they might have been my most expensive buys. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, will be until the new GTA comes out.
Yeah. Or the next Final Fantasy for me. There
Yeah,
you
the
go.
next one. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for joining us live in the chat. It's been another very enjoyable episode of ModCons. I'm sure there's going to be tons of stuff happening over the next couple of months or couple of weeks. So when we get to our next episode, there'll be plenty to update you with. Yeah, continue the conversations of any of the bits and bobs in the chat. Keep them going in the comment section. Oh, excuse me. Do have your opinions said. This is a great thing to be talking about. So if you have found us through the YouTube algorithm, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. That helps us out a lot. If you've stuck around, hit that little thumbs up button as well. That lets us know that you've been here. And we will see you all next week for Total Evercade podcast.
Also, we're back on tomorrow, 8 o'clock for our WASD retrospective. So we can talk about that show.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So anyone that's about tomorrow evening, do jump on. Myself and Tim. We have no planned schedule, no planned time for how long it'll be, but it'll be 8 o'clock. We're just going to be talking about WASD and all the various games we got to play, developers we got to talk to, and just sharing probably a whole bunch of trailers, a whole bunch of screenshots of things that we saw that you may be interested in. So yeah, hopefully we will see you all tomorrow evening. Until then, we will see you soon. Take it easy.
See you later.